Today we are reacting to Gordon Ramsay roasting meat. He did it several times, believe it or not, in several different videos. We are gonna watch it together and I'm gonna react and hopefully I'll have some good replies. The very first one, he's reacting to a request by my viewers. I actually did a mac and cheese experiment where I put a lot of mac and cheese on top of the steak and we tried it out. I did several different ways as well, including a compound butter. But let's see what he has to say about it.
You're watching me season my steak with Kraft.
What the hell are you doing? No, you season steak with salt and pepper, you donut.
But I was really
look at the colour of that thing. Oh,
good,
come on. How plastic does that look? You just screwed a delicious New York strip.
Wow. For that
compound butter as well. Dude, you need to be locked up in a compound. Oh, come on.
And there you have it.
No, we're going to baste it now?
I went ahead and
plastic steak? Where's that one going?
Powder. But don't
yes.
forget, I also have
look at that. Looks like my granddad's slipper.
All of them sous vide.
Sous vide? Oh, for God's sake. Next you'll blow to... Oh, no. Stop it.
And I sliced it up and take a look.
You've ruined it.
Good, but looks can be deceiving.
What?
Find out.
Oh, no. That's amazing.
Amazing?
That's not even good. That's
my left bollock.
Leo?
Really?
That steak right there. That is...
Wow. What? Are you constipated?
Listen, I've done so many experiments. Yes, I was constipated with a few of them, but not this one. This one actually turned out fantastic, everybody. For some reason, my viewers are genius because I never would have thought that putting mac and cheese on top of the steak would actually taste good. Gordon, I have a lot of respect for you. It is not traditional to do something like this, but that's what I love to do. You know, if not, it gets boring in the kitchen, everybody. If you love to experiment, then me and you, we are best friends because this actually turned out great. The next one is quite interesting because I took the idea from you, Gordon, actually to be specific, your friend, Graham Elliott. And the whole idea is that if you want to make a well-done burger nice and juicy, you just grab ice and you stick right in the middle and it should turn out very juicy and delicious. I was a little bit skeptical when I was doing this experiment, but when I read the comment section, everyone said, you gotta do just more than water. Why not try beef broth and beer? So guess what? Of course I had to give that a go. And surprisingly, it turned out very, very juicy. However, Gordon Ramsay has something to say.
See this? I'm stuffing an ice in a burger.
What? Ice in a burger? No. Graham Elliott should know better. That's why he got kicked off MasterChef. What? Beef stock? No, stop it. Oh, no. Beer! Kid, you've lost the plot. What the frick? No, it doesn't make it juicy. It makes it bland, watery. Oh, hello. Look at that. It's like the Titanic. You've sunk the burger. It's grey and full of water. No!
Wow, that would lasted for quite some time. Maybe he should be an opera singer or something. But listen, I'll tell you one thing. The experiment worked, everybody. It worked quite well. It was juicy, and even though Gordon said that it was bland, it was not. We enjoyed it quite a bit. I highly recommend you checking out that video later on. I know, it doesn't look traditional. A lot of people will never give it a try, but if you like well-done burger, whenever you're buying from the supermarket meat that you have no idea what is inside it and how it was blend and what type of blend there were, you have to cook it all the way through, everybody. When I make my own burgers and I grind my own meat, then I love it medium rare. Safety is #1 priority. Very good. Let's jump into the next one. A little bit of backstory behind the next one. I decided to go ahead and deep fry every single meat there is. And 90% of it turned out delicious, everybody. Who would have thought, right? Deep frying stuff tastes amazing, right? That's why Kentucky Fried Chicken is so good. But I went ahead and deep fried a Wagyu. To be specific, a tomahawk Wagyu. Now, I did it in beef tallow, which is Wagyu fat rendered down. It was delicious, but obviously, I'm not quite sure if my good friend Chef Gordon is going to approve. Let's watch.
This is what a Wagyu tomahawk steak deep
tomahawk
fried
steak, deep fried? No, you have to be kidding me. Come on. You never ever deep fry a tomahawk steak. Come on.
But when I cut it open,
that's a crime against Wagyu.
What do you think of
What do I think?
that?
You've lost the plot.
okay, I'll give it up. This one, he's 100% correct. Not because it didn't turn out good, but if it's the first time you're cooking a Wagyu steak, you definitely don't want to deep fry it, everybody. Cook it the proper way, you know, put it in the oven, cook it in indirect heat, and then go ahead and sear it on the cast iron, or if you want to take it to a whole new level, go ahead and cook it on the grill so you have that wonderful charcoaly flavor that comes out of the steak, and then you sear it off, whichever way you want to do it, but do not have your first Wagyu deep fried. So Chef Ramsay, yes, I agree. Now the next one is an extremely interesting story, and that's because I'm cooking together with my brother Max from Max the Meat Guy. Here's the deal. I've cooked this steak, which is the Tom and Jerry steak. Basically what it is a whole entire leg of a cow, and they split it in half, and then that's the steak. In Brazil, we call it capitão, the steak capitão, which is captain steak, basically the biggest steak there is on the cow. And I did it several different ways. I cooked it with some butter, I cooked it nice and slow, I also did it sous vide, and even though it's a good steak, but it's the round part of the cow, and that is kind of tough, everybody. It's not the best cut for you to use as a wonderful steak. But I had one left, and I said, Max, here you go, my friend, go ahead and cook it. So we went ahead and did it. But of course, Gordon has a lot of things to say about it. Let's watch.
Today we're making a steak pizza.
Oh no, stop it, steak pizza. Stop it, you two. Ready?
With tons of
Tom and Jerry?
that
Yeah, come on, you two look like cartoon characters. Come on.
and get it
Really?
on the grill. We're smoking over
What is this, Dumber and Dumber?
slow.
Oh no, stop it. What are you doing? That's, no, come on. No. I mean, no, oh my God.
Toppings.
Toppings? Oh, for goodness sake. Steak pizza?
Cheesy.
You two, you've lost the plot.
At least give us one little thing, Gordon. It looked great, right? Didn't it look interesting? I mean, I've never seen a steak pizza like that. I love working with Max. He's an extremely creative guy. He did that cook together with me. It was a lot of fun, and hopefully we'll make another one very interesting and again. Now, the next one is probably one of the experiments I've learned the most. Now, Gordon Ramsay is telling me a lot of things in there, and unfortunately, I can't play it because of the music. To be specifically, he called me a big donut, everybody. That's basically what he said. This was an experiment that I did using Nutella on a steak, and even though I do a lot of different types of experiments, some of them turn out great, others not so much. This one specifically is probably the one that I have learned the most. There's something that happens whenever you combine sugar and meat together that is not a good thing. I mean, who would have thought, right? You put chocolate on a steak. That's why I love to experiment. If you keep cooking the same exact thing every single day, it gets boring, everybody. And I don't know about you, I don't like boring. That's why I also love to do many different types of side dishes in every single cook. Always something different. You never know if you're gonna come to Guga's house, what's about to happen. You can eat something delicious, it can be something nasty, but most importantly, we're gonna have a great time. Chef Ramsay, I have a tremendous amount of respect for you. I hope to meet you one day, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye. Let me know which reaction you like best from Chef Gordon Ramsay. Take care.
Thanks Dow Strong for sponsoring this video.
On today's video, I'm going to show you why you should stop basting your steak with butter. Why? Because you are spending money that you really don't have to. It's going to be cheaper. It's going to taste exactly the same, maybe even slightly better. And here's how.
And we're going to start with two beautiful steaks. As you can see, these are ribeyes. They have great marbling on them, and it is exactly what you're looking for whenever you're buying steaks. For the seasoning, I'll keep it simple. A good amount of salt, followed by freshly ground black pepper and garlic powder. Now, since we have two identical steaks, let me show you how this works. The first one, I'm going to cook it the traditional method. You want to go ahead, add a little bit of oil to the pan, get it nice and hot, and immediately start searing it. Once you start getting a nice crust, add butter, garlic, and thyme right away. As soon as the butter starts melting, you go ahead and you baste your steak. Baste it really good. Once the internal temperature is reached, your steak is ready. The second steak, on the other hand, starts the same exact way. But you're going to cook the steak all the way through, but no basting at all. Just make sure to get a nice crust, and once it's fully cooked to temperature, there we have it. Here are both steaks. One has been basted with butter, and the other one has not. But the second one still need a little bit of special treatment. Let me show you. Into a pan, I added the butter and melted all the way, followed by the thyme and garlic. Then you want to cook this up up and brown the butter. You see, here's the deal. What makes butter basting taste so good? It's these brown bits that you're left whenever you're browning the butter. This is delicious. And whenever you're basting your steaks, these little pieces get stuck on the crust. And it is the reason why basting steaks taste so good. But most of the rest of the butter just go to waste. Now the key here is this. Once the butter has been browned, you want to go ahead and save the whole thing. And I'm going to show you how to use this real shortly on the steaks that are now resting. Because I'll tell you one thing, my guys are hungry and they can't just eat steaks. So I went ahead and made a simple side dish. This looks really fancy, but trust me, it's not. And most important, it's super simple and easy to make, and here's how. The first thing we're going to need is burrata. Nowadays, you can find it everywhere. Next up, into a bowl, you want to throw in some flour, followed by garlic powder, paprika, salt, and water. Now mix everything up, and this is the batter. It's that simple. As you want to go ahead now and dunk the burrata in there. Just make sure to get it fully covered with it. Then we're going to put it directly on breadcrumbs. Make sure to cover the whole thing with it. And if you want an extra crust, repeat the process once again. Double dredging it will get a nice thick crust. And trust me, that's what you want. As now that it's ready, the only thing left to do is to go ahead and deep fry the whole thing. But the key here is to get the oil real hot so you deep fry it quickly. Remember, there's cheese inside. The last thing we want is for everything to melt and make a mess. So I kept the oil at 400 degrees Fahrenheit. And as you can see, it fried up perfectly. But now we need a sauce. And this one, it's quite simple. First up, to torch some garlic and onions. You're gonna get them real black. If not, you won't be able to tell the differences in flavor. So make sure to char them up real good. Now into a food processor, throw in a good amount of tomatoes, followed by the roasted garlic we just made, and of course the onions, then some mozzarella cheese, and a white bread. I know that sounds weird, but it gives the perfect consistency to the sauce and it just makes it taste awesome. Now blend everything on high, and your sauce is done. I told you it doesn't get any easier than that. Nice and simple. The only thing left now is to plate it up. Into a nice plate, go ahead and add the sauce, followed by that beautiful fried burrata. If you want to be fancy, go ahead and add some tomatoes and basil. To finish it up, a good amount of Parmesan cheese right on top, and there we have it. A nice and simple side dish that anyone can make. And I'll tell you one thing, it's gonna please everyone. But now going back to our steaks because they're fully rested. As to finish it up, the steak that was not basted with butter, all I have to do is this. Grab that beautiful brown butter that was previously made and add 1 tablespoon right on top of the steak. But the question is it just me that thinks it's the same thing? Or will my guys also think the same? Well, the only thing left to do now is to go ahead and slice them up. And as you can see, we got a nice, beautiful medium rare. Now, the only thing left to do is the taste test. Let's see what will happen.
But before moving forward, I'm going to be turning into a real-life fruit ninja. With the help of today's sponsor, Dowstrong. I'm going to be testing Dowstrong's Spartan Ghost Series Chef Knife, their sharpest and highest performing blade, to see how many fruits and veggies I can conquer. So let's begin. Come on! Yeah! Like butter. Too easy. I'll be honest, this is extremely precise and sharp, but say hello to my little friend. Time to use something bigger. Dragon fruit. Watermelon. Man, that was a lot of fun, and nothing is going to waste. I'm not surprised Dowstrong's knives were up for the challenge. This Spartan Ghost chef knife in particular has been my daily go-to knife for a while. So it's even crazier to see that the blade still maintains a razor-sharp edge. If you guys are interested, check them out on the link below. Thanks Dowstrong for sponsoring this video, but now let's get right back to it. All right, everybody, and here we got our beautiful steak with a nice fancy side dish for the Guga channel.
Most of the time on Guga channel, we get some weird foods. It feels nice to have a good, nice steak.
How about the side dish? A little fancy and everything. Look at that.
No, that looks fantastic.
Fair enough. Now, here's the deal. There's 2 steaks here. I want you to tell me if there's any difference between them or not. They should both be delicious. At least that's my hope. But you let us know how it is. Sounds like a plan?
Sounds like a plan.
We're going to start here. Dig in. Enough talking. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers. That is so buttery.
That is so splendidly savory.
Nice and buttery, beautiful crust. You get thyme, butter, garlic, like a regular Guga steak, but it's just that much better.
The crust is nice, the doneness is nice, the flavor is amazing. What else can I say?
Very good. Fair enough. I 100% agree. But I would like to know the difference between this one and this one. So let's go right in.
Can we try the side dish, please?
It looks so good.
Sounded like a little kid.
Yeah, I know. It's like a little kid wants some candy.
When I walk into this
Here,
studio,
Leo.
that's exactly how I feel, like a kid in a candy shop, guys.
It's okay. Destroy it, Leo.
What is this?
This is a burrata, but I deep fried it.
You deep fried cheese and put cheese on it.
Now that you say it like that, yes.
I have
now
one
make sure you
minor
got a little
complaint.
bit of the sauce. What's your complaint?
I have one minor complaint. I'm always on the videos that has something to do with cheese, and I'm lactose intolerant. Why do you do that to me, Guga, huh?
On purpose.
I think if Guga puts a lactose intolerant person on a cheese video, that means he cares about him. I know you used to do that with my mom all the time.
That's right. That's how much I love you, 2K.
Oh, wow, thanks.
Enough talking. Let's give it a go. Cheers, everybody.
Cheese.
Dude.
It might be cheese, but I ain't complaining.
That's so good and it's so easy to make. What do you think, Leo?
The burrata is perfect. It has a great, wonderful crust that's not too greasy or soggy or nasty like that. But what surprises me the most is the sauce. That sauce is very flavorful. It's almost like tomatoey, kind of like a butter chicken almost. I really like it. It's fantastic with this side dish. This is really good and gonna send 2K straight to the bathroom.
Leo is right. I am going straight to the bathroom. But if you give me the choice, I would eat this entire thing by myself.
It is delicious, easy to make, and it is phenomenal. But can we now jump into the next steak? Enough talking, let's give it a try. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Did you just give me the same steak twice?
What?
Is there supposed to be a difference? Tastes the same.
Tastes the same. Are you sure?
I think so.
Is there supposed to be an experiment here?
Yeah.
No. I don't see the difference between this one and the last one.
Try the other one, because maybe you tried this one here. Maybe it's a mistake. Go, try it. Try it together.
Tastes the same to me.
Wow.
It's the same steak.
Same steak.
They're both really delicious. I cannot tell if there's any type of different technique or flavor or anything with it. It tastes like the same exact steak to me.
Well, that just proves me right, everybody. This steak here has a lot of butter. This steak has almost no butter whatsoever. I know it sounds confusing, but they get it. That just lets you know, everybody, save your butter. Don't use that much butter whenever you're basting your steak because you can get the same exact results by doing this. Save your money, everybody. Buy more steaks and you're gonna have better results in the end. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, be sure to subscribe. Remember, everything I use is always in the description down below. Thank you so much for watching. See you guys on the next one. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Thanks Dow Strong for sponsoring this video.
Parmigiano Reggiano, the best cheese in the world, everybody. I don't care what anyone else says because that is something extremely special. I had the pleasure of going to Italy and actually going to where they make it in Parma, Italy, and it was one of the most incredible experiences of my life. Today we're going to be learning even more by reacting to this awesome video. Ooh. That is just satisfying.
Parmesan cheese can cost over $1,000.
Let me just stop that right there because I don't know when this video came out because nowadays it is a lot more expensive. A Parmesan cheese wheel, if you buy it here in the United States with shipping and everything, can go over $2,500. If it was $1,000, that would be a miracle, but today it's a lot more expensive.
It's more than double the price of your average cheddar.
That right there is an experience that not most people have. When I was in Parma, they offered to open a wheel for me right there. And this is what happened.
This hook knife is going to engrave a circular line in order to have a route to follow, to insert knives later. And now it's starting breaking the rind with the show knives. No, then the hair can start going inside.
Yeah. Oh, he gives it a little bit of time for the air to go in. That's the mistake I made. I tried to go right away.
And also the distance between the knives. In order that
it makes a difference.
The hair goes inside equally all around the shape.
You see? There's a trick.
Because it's the air that breaks the cheese, not the knives. Ready? Ready?
Oh, we are very ready. Oh, he slams it. Wow. Impressive.
The skill that this man has is incredible because most people, if you ever seen them opening a cheese wheel, they have a real hard time, everybody. It is not easy. I tried it myself and it takes some practice, but he opens like it's nothing. And trying the cheese for the very first time completely just opened, it is a similar experience of you trying a Japanese WAGYU A5 for the first time. It is undescribable.
A wheel of Parmesan cheese takes at least 1 year to age, 131 gallons of milk to make, and it can only be made in a small area in northern Italy.
Yep. That right there that you see, you cannot experience it, everybody, because when you walk inside of the cheese room like that, the first thing that hits you is the smell. And it's what stand out the most for me on that entire experience.
An average of 3.6 million wheels are produced each year, and the industry is worth an eye-popping 2.2 billion euros.
Damn! That's a lot of money.
Every single cheese wheel is made in a restricted area in northern Italy, in the region of Emilia-Romagna.
See there? That's where I was, everybody. When I had the pleasure of going to Italy, I went to a few places, and I went to the northern because I wanted specifically to visit the Parmigiano Reggiano factory. So I was in Parma to do that, but I also went to Bologna and Modena. Another wonderful experience I had there was one of the most expensive vinegars in the world, which is 100 years old. I made a whole video about it, but I'll tell you one thing. Italy, I love you, and I can't wait to come back.
So how does this turn into this? And what makes it so special? We went to a dairy in Parma, Italy, to find out.
Now, it is expensive, but it's not that bad any longer, everybody. It used to be a lot more pricey. I hate when people buy the pre-grated cheese that is green. If you compare that one with a real Parmigiano Reggiano, first of all, there's no comparison. It's so much better and so much more worth it.
There are only 329 dairies in the whole world that are certified to produce Parmesan cheese. And they're all based in the same area where the monks used to make it.
Yep.
In fact, it isn't even possible to make the exact same product outside of the production area.
The same thing was when I went to the Culatello factory, which is a very special ham from Italy. And just like the Parmesan wheel, when you go inside of that ham factory, everybody, where they have these hams that have been hanged for years and years and years, but here's why you can't replicate it even if you try.
Turns out, it's all about 3 good bacteria that only grow in this specific territory.
Yep.
It takes 131 gallons of milk to make 1 wheel of Parmesan cheese.
So funny enough, in that specific factory I went, around it, there was no milk to buy because they just buy everything, everybody, from the farmers. If you go to Italy, make sure you buy milk somewhere else before you go to Parma, okay?
The 2 milks are transferred in these copper vats, along with fermented whey, a sort of sourdough, and then rennet, an enzyme which gives the milk a yogurt-like texture.
Now, they use rennet to make incredible Parmigiano Reggiano. In most factories, that's what they use. Another thing that we use in Brazil in order to make cheese is actually lemon or lime, as something acidic. Basically, it makes the milks completely separate from the curds to the whey. That's something you can try if you've never made cheese before in your life. I highly recommend, everybody.
The cheese master will then split the milk into curds using this tool called spino.
Wow, take a look at that. That's incredible. Now, one of these big copper buckets will produce 2 Parmigiano Reggiano wheel.
Do you remember the 3 good bacteria? Well, they're not alone. Other bacteria, bad bacteria, might have joined the party.
Yeah.
Cooking the milk ensures that only the good bacteria can continue the journey, while the others are kicked out. When cooked, the curd travels all the way to the bottom of the vat, where it's left to settle. 45 minutes later, here it is, a compact mass of curd, weighing 220 pounds.
Wow. That is incredible, everybody. And the smell, it reminds me of the smell of the factory. Unbelievable.
This mass is the equivalent of 2 cheese wheels and is split carefully by workers with linen clothes.
And I absolutely love that Italy is maintaining its culture by not mass-producing machines just like we make cars nowadays, where they have everything done by robots. Everything is handmade the way it's supposed to be, everybody. That's why it's so good. But before moving forward, I want to thank today's sponsor, Strong. Let me tell you about their incredible Father's Day sale. You don't want to skip this one. Father's Day is just around the corner. And that means barbecue and grill season is officially here. And what better way to show your appreciation for Father's Day than by supercharging his grill
grilling game. I've been using Dahlstrom knives and barbecue tools for years, and I gotta say, I absolutely love them. Beautiful, razor sharp, lasting professional quality, the perfect gift for someone that loves to cook. Pretty much everything you might need for barbecue and grilling season, you'll find it at Dahlstrom. And the best part, Dahlstrom is running a huge Father's Day sale with up to 20% off knives and tools that are never discounted. Chef's knives, slicing and carving knives, boning and fillet knives, incredible pitmaster knives, as well as heavy-duty show-stealing annihilators and obliterator cleavers. Imagine his face when he sees you got him one of these. Plus tons of incredible steak knives to enjoy your meal, as well as knives, choose from specialty barbecue and grilling tools like meat forks and claws, and aprons to keep you protected from the pit. This really is once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to get these incredible products at a discounted price. And if there's one thing I know about Dahlstrom, is that when they have a sale, things sell fast. So get yours now and don't miss out. Head on over to Dahlstrom and take advantage of this incredible sale. Thanks Dahlstrom for sponsoring this video. Now let's get right back to it.
At 8 p.m., the cheese is covered with this stencil, which will engrave the logo Parmigiano Reggiano.
Yep, that's when he makes it official.
Are the mark of origin used to tell customers that this is the real thing, made in the same restricted area where monks used to live in the Middle Ages. Each wheel is also given an ID. It's this plaque, made from milk protein, which contains information about where it was produced and when. The stencil is removed 4 days later, and the wheels are pressed into brines, where they stay completely plunged for about 19 days.
Now that brine has a little bit of salt, everybody. That's why it's there.
This process helps to form the cheese rind, which acts as a barrier for the cheese. And this is when the maturation process begins.
That is one of the most incredible experiences in my life right there. Going inside of that, it's just awesome.
Wheels remain relatively untouched for 1 year. After that, a master grader will inspect them.
Now in this video you cannot hear it, everybody, the differences between sounds between a wheel that has been just started aging and the one that has been aging for a long time. The audio is bad on this video here, but check it out.
So this is 1 year old cheese. Sounds dense. 3 years old. Wow, I feel like a cheesemaker. 6 years old. Wow, it sounds more like wood. 8 years old. Wow. Very similar to the wood. Yes. 17 years old. There's no moisture inside.
No.
There's zero. This is crazy. This one must be worth a lot of money.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We cannot try that one.
No.
Right there at that specific moment, I felt like I was a cheesemaker from Italy. It was an awesome experience.
The average maturation is 2 years, but some wheels are aged as long as 10 years to achieve a stronger, nuttier taste.
I tried every single one of them, and the ones that are just aged for too long wasn't for me. I guess just like my crazy experiments where I aged steaks for a year, 2 years, 4 years, up to 4 years. I'm insane, right? And turned out those steaks were not that good. And at least for me, I didn't prefer the Parmigiano Reggiano that was aged for too long.
A longer maturation period makes the price go higher. That's why a Stravecchio, very old Parmesan, that has matured for 3 years will be sold on the market for an average of 13 euros. That's about $15 per pound.
Look at that,
this
everybody.
High price means that there is now a black market of counterfeit Parmesan products. Italy has been struggling with fake products for years. In fact, the problem is so big that the fakes have become an industry of their own that is estimated to be worth 100 billion euros. That's about 113 billion US dollars, with Parmigiano Reggiano being one of the biggest brands fighting copycats.
That's the thing, you can find it in so many different places, the fake stuff. Don't buy the fake stuff, everybody. Get the real deal. How are you gonna know? All you have to do is remember the marks on the rind. That's all, everybody. That's what makes it real. And trust me, it tastes completely different.
So, how do you recognize a real Parmesan cheese?
This is an important thing.
The stencil? That's a solid indication that the cheese is legit. If that's not visible, The packaging should contain Parmigiano Reggiano's official logo and the EU's protected designation of origin.
That is an incredible video. I highly recommend you trying Parmigiano Reggiano, the real deal, because it's not as expensive as you might think, everybody. Don't buy that green cheese can piece of crap. It's not the same thing. That's not even like cheese. That is the most offensive thing you can say to an Italian after pineapple on pizza. Okay? I miss you, Italy. It was one of the most incredible experiences of my life. I cannot wait to go back. Let me know in the comments down below what you would like me to do in Italy, because I'm coming back to visit my good friend Vito, and we're gonna make some incredible videos there. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, be sure to subscribe. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye. Today we are making burgers. You guys asked for it, and we're gonna make it happen. I'll be showing you why my burgers are better than most. That's right. You're about to see the incredible method I use to cook my burgers, and before I show it to you, I got the biggest announcement I've ever made in this channel: my cookbook. No. We are not doing that. This is gold. The book is called Guga Breaking the Barbecue Rules. It's available for you to pre-order right now, and it comes out on April 25th. I worked really hard on this one, everybody, putting everything I've learned over so many years of cooking to really find out how to get the best results. You will find awesome grilling recipes, side dishes, and just overall amazing dishes you can create at home. I've broken the rules of traditional cooking so many times. I experimented so you don't have to. This entire book is everything you've ever asked me to do. There are 100 recipes, including steaks, barbecue, burgers, sandwiches, side dishes, and special dishes we all love. So go to the link on the description and be the first ones to get the book. So much work has gone into this book, and I know you'll love it. Thanks again for your incredible support. Now here's the reason why my burgers are better than most. First, number one thing is safety. Now I have these nitro gloves right here. Now I do something to my burgers that most people don't do, and that's called a burger hay. Just like they have wok hay, like Uncle Roger says, I have burger hay. That's why my burgers taste so good, and I've never talked about it in the video, but you're gonna watch it how to do it today. Instead of just putting the gloves by itself, what I like to do is put some extra protection. Always protect yourself. Very important. Double protection is better, everybody.
Always double it up.
Got the gloves ready? Now let's get started. These balls are 3 ounces each, 27% fat, and the rest lean. Cheese, the good old American cheese. There's nothing better. It melts and infuses into the burger. Use American cheese, everybody. Next thing is the tools that we're gonna need. We're gonna need something to scrape the burger as we're cooking it. Your old spatula is not going to work. This is a paint scraper. I've used a lot of things, but nothing is better than the paint scraper, and it's really, really cheap. Highly recommend. A lot of people like to use this large one right here, but I've noticed that it does not do as good of a job as a paint scraper. This is really cheap, everybody. Keep it cheap. You can use this as a smasher and just press it down like so, but it's not as effective as getting a real smasher. Here are 2 kinds. This one is flat bottom so that you can do extremely thin burgers, and this one right here is a little bit thicker burgers. Another thing that is important is a burger sauce. We're talking about ketchup, mayo, mustard, and Worcestershire sauce. Mix it together and your sauce is done. This is a wax paper. It allows you to smash the burger without anything getting stuck. This will prevent them from sticking. You gotta use it, everybody. Trust me on this one. It costs pennies, everybody. Don't be cheap. This is really cheap, everybody. Keep it cheap. Buns. Everybody likes some buns, right? So I like to use my buns. These are Guga's buns, but brioche buns work great for this smash burgers. It gives an incredible buttery flavor. But the recipe will be in the link on the description down below if you want to make it from scratch. Okay? Now this one is probably the most important part of them all. It's the griddle. It is important that you do not use a non-stick griddle. It has to stick. If not, the crust won't be as good. This is 100% cast iron. We want to get it as hot as possible, everybody. So hot that we want to almost burn out the seasoning from it. Now this right here, you can use anything. It's basically a cover to steam up the cheese. When we flip the patties, I will immediately put a cheese right on top. And I just use some type of cover to ensure sure that I can trap that steam and get those things nice and melty. That's what you want. Melty cheese, important on a smash burger. Enough talking, let's get the ball rolling right now. All right, so first thing we want to do is turn it on. We want to get it nice and hot and smoking. And of course, everybody, if you want good burgers, you have to toast your buns. This is our lunch, by the way. When I told the guys that we're going to make burgers, they were all super happy. So quick toast of the buns. Since it's a brioche buns, there's no need to put butter on top. But if you want to, it doesn't make anything bad, you know. Butter makes everything better. So I got a real powerful stove, so it takes no time at all. I mean, look. Let's try again. Real time, see how long it actually takes to toast the buns. Let's see. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Look at that. Ooh, 10 seconds, everybody. No longer than that. I have a feeling the crew is gonna love these Guga videos tutorial because they got to eat everything. Now things are gonna fly. So the first thing I wanna do is go ahead and sauce up. Put as much sauce as you want. Little, a lot, it doesn't really matter, everybody. It's personal preference right here. Only for the first burger, I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit of avocado oil. Because after that, there's gonna be a lot of fat in there already. We're gonna do the very first one, just a double patty. Smash a little bit. Smash a little bit. We gotta work fast here now. Right on top and smash. Why I use protection? I can just pinch it, no problem. Smash. This one is not an ultra smasher, it's just a regular smash. Done. This goes down. Little bit of salt. Little bit of black pepper. Look, burger haze are almost coming already. See the burger hay? This is what I'm talking about. So burger hay is basically the oils that are being burned on top of the griddle. And those oils get a smoky flavor and infuse inside of the burger. That's why it tastes so good. Same thing happens with the wok. And it's just producing an incredible flavor that it's almost impossible for you to replicate without doing that. So here's what we're gonna do. Scrape the burger all the way around. It's ready. Now we're gonna do a quick flip. Now watch the hay. See that? Put it right back there in the middle. Let it calm down. Do the same thing with the next one. And it will stop. Take your time. See? Just gotta be patient. Don't freak out. Don't go, ah! You'll be fine. I'll put these burgers right over here. First cheese goes in, second one goes in. Immediately grab that cover and lower the heat. And we're gonna give it 10 seconds. That's it, look at that. Nice melted cheese. That's what we're looking for. Now what I like to do, grab one burger, put it right on top of the other burger, scrape that. Now this burger, come over here, Angel, so they can see. This burger will be super smoky, will be perfectly crusted and extremely cheesy. We just gotta crown it up. And there's our burger. There you go, 2K, enjoy it.
Thanks, Guga.
That's right. Yeah, you see? I feed my people, everybody. Always feed your people.
I'm jealous.
Next one. The first thing you gotta do to go to the next is clean your tools. Scrape the griddle as well. Now look how it's oily right now. There's no need for me to add more oil. My tools are ready to go. Let's do this one as a little bit more ultra smash, okay? Parchment paper right on top. Ultra smasher. If that happens, because it's hot, this is why you wear gloves. Now when you do a super smash, it will go a lot faster. Now we gotta move quickly because these are super smashers. Season it with salt, a little bit of pepper. Look at that, it will give me no break at all. Time to flip. Now we're gonna get that burger hay, very important. As that's happening, we're gonna immediately put our cheese. As the hay is going down, cheese go in. Look at that, and put the cheese in the middle, nice and neat. Don't forget about that cover. As that's happening, I'm gonna sauce my bun real quick, little chaotic, just like a burger joint, right? That's done. This is done now. Yep, pretty happy with that. We're gonna grab this one right here, which is extremely melted, put it on top of the one that is not fully melted. Grab both, and we'll go right in here for Angel's sexy shot to make sure that Angel is happy with his shot. Put it down, nice and neat. Crown our burger, just like that. That's how you make a smash burger, Guga style, everybody. A little smokiness, melted cheese, just perfect. All right, Leo, you recorded it. Tell us how it tastes. Go for it.
Cheers, everybody. Oh my God.
Good? Good.
Killed it like always.
Now we're gonna make another one for Angel. This one, we're gonna do a triple. Let's go. Now I got a very small grid over here, but that's fine. We're gonna make it work. Okay? Got 1, 2, 3. Season it real quick, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. And by the way, these burgers will never be medium rare. They're too thin. So the trade-off is getting an amazing crust. It's all about the crust. All right, these are ready. I'm gonna go ahead and flip. And the burger hay. Beautiful. Second. Yes, sir. Third. Yes, sir. I'm gonna go ahead and sauce my bun. Angel like the fire. Did you notice? That's all you like, huh, Angel? You like the fire, huh?
The fire is the best.
I know you're a fireman. Let's go ahead and put our cheese. See how things came down? You just gotta be patient and definitely do this outside. You don't wanna do this indoors, everybody. Now let's melt that cheese. And we cover it. Now for this last one, we're gonna split it in half so you can see what it looks like inside. Let's go. Lower that temperature. Whichever one is less melted is gonna go on the bottom. So we'll grab the first one, we'll put it right here. We'll grab the second one, we'll put it right on top of that. We'll grab the burger stack. Ooh, and you're about to have a good day. And we'll put it right there on the top. Make sure it stays up. Beautiful. And we'll crown the burger. Oof. Let's slice the last one, yeah? Oh my God, I only wish you could smell it, everybody. And still have a little bit of medium rare. I mean, come on. Come on. Wow. That is a Guga smash burger.
Thank you.
It's hot. Huh? So good, right? So worth it, everybody. There's something very special about the burger. Hey, everybody, the smokiness you get is unlike any other burger. I hope you guys give it a try. Make sure you do it safely. Most importantly, have a good time doing it. You will get sweaty. Do it outdoors, not indoors. And if you want to see an indoor burger, let me know. We'll make one for you. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, be sure to subscribe. We'll see you guys on the next one. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye. Thanks, ZBiotics, for sponsoring this video. Today, I'm going to show you a few reasons why my dry-aged steak is better than most. Let's begin. This is a 35 days bone-in dry-aged steak. As you know, I have done some insane experiments with dry-age and I've learned quite a few. But here's my biggest recommendation for you if you want to start dry-aging at home.
Just do it!
They have dry aging bags which will get you started in dry age. It makes the steaks more tender and it gives it a very unique flavor that is almost impossible to describe. With that being said, today I'm going to show you how I'm going to cook this steak indoors versus outdoor. Let me be very clear. If you want the best steak, you got to cook it outside on the charcoal. I've already done a video like that and you guys can check it out where I give you all the tips on the way I like to do it. However, I haven't shown you how to cook a steak indoors. Today is that day. The first thing you want for an indoor steak is to find one that is nice and thick.
He's thick!
You see this one here is about 2 inches thick. That's what you're looking for. And the reason you want that is that the pan is not that hot. So what happens is you will get a little bit of gray band. You want to minimize that gray band as much as possible. So starting with a thick steak is the best thing to do. But now I say enough talking and let's get cooking. First thing we got to do with a dry aged steak, especially a thick one like this, if I don't tie it up, it will actually break it apart on me. To do that, it's pretty simple. Grab a butcher twine, cut it up, go around the steak and tie it up 2 times. Chop up the excess, and now it will keep its shape. For the seasoning, I'll keep it real simple. A good amount of salt. Now I want you to notice the amount of salt I'm putting. Some people will go like, holy moly, that's ridiculous amount of salt. You gotta remember, this is a thick cut of steak, everybody. But not only that, as soon as I put it on the pan, a lot of this seasoning will be lost. That's one of the secrets of steakhouses. Season your steak properly. Next, freshly ground black pepper, a good amount. Try to have fine pepper, not big chunks of pepper that will get stuck in your teeth. They're not pleasant. And finally, a good amount of garlic powder. If this is your first time having a dry-aged steak, then do not use garlic powder. That way you're going to be able to distinguish a dry-aged steak and a non-dry-aged steak. We got that ready. I'm going to immediately turn on my oven at 300 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, honestly, the pan that you're using will matter. I like to use a carbon steel pan for two reasons. It's light, not heavy like a cast iron skillet, but a cast iron skillet is just as good, everybody. Try to avoid this non-stick. It's not good for steaks. First thing, we're going to turn this on. I'm going to be using avocado oil. You can use any oil you like. Any high temperature oil will work, everybody. Don't make a big deal out of it, okay? The comment section love to say like, use extra virgin olive oil. If that's what you like, use it. But at least to me, it gives a little bit of off flavor if you sear it for too long. Here's one of the biggest mistakes most people make. They get the oil too hot. See how it's starting to smoke? Since I got that temperature, I'm going to lower it to medium high because we want to get a nice, beautiful golden brown crust, not burn, okay? You should immediately hear a little sizzle. You don't want to flip it immediately after you put it on the pan because you want that Maillard reaction to start happening. Usually you got to leave it there at least for 1 minute. Two things I want you to notice. First of all, we're starting to form a crust. You see that? But it's not perfect yet. But most importantly, look at the amount of seasoning there's left in there. That's what I was talking about. That's why you got to season it properly. But now I'm going to go ahead and go for the other side. Now I'll leave it like this for an additional minute. But before that, let me take a quick moment to thank today's sponsor, ZBiotics. Let's face it, after a night with drinks, I do not bounce back the next day the way I used to. I gotta make a choice. I can either have a great night or a great next day. But that is until I found ZBiotics. ZBiotics Pre-Alcohol Probiotic is the world's first genetically engineered probiotic. It was invented by PhD scientists to tackle rough mornings after drinking. Here's how it works. When you drink, alcohol gets converted into a toxic byproduct in the gut. It's this byproduct, not dehydration, that is to blame for your rough next day. ZBiotic produces an enzyme to break this byproduct down. It's designed to work like your liver, but in your gut, where you need it the most. Just remember to drink ZBiotics before drinking alcohol. Drink responsibly and get a good night's sleep to feel your best tomorrow. Give ZBiotics a try for yourself. Go to zbiotics.com/Guga to get 15% off your first order when you use Guga at checkout. ZBiotic is backed with a 100% money-back guarantee. So if you're unsatisfied for any reason, they will refund your money, no questions asked. Remember to head to zbiotics.com/Guga and use the code Guga at checkout for 15% off. Thank you, ZBiotics, for sponsoring this video. Now, let's get right back to it. Minute has been up, starting to get that nice golden brown color. Let's flip it again. A rule of thumb, if you want to use 1 minute each side first and then flip it every 30 seconds. My crust should be starting to get nice and golden. That's what I like. Check it out, everybody. Looking beautiful. Please notice that I am in medium heat right now. If it was high heat, we were gonna be getting a lot more burn. Been 30 seconds, let's check it out, that golden brown color. See that, everybody? That's what you want. I'm happy with this crust already. I'm gonna go immediately for the edges a little bit. Let's get all of the edges nice golden brown. Again, I'm at medium heat. I'm not super high heat. I am medium heat right now, everybody. Now I'm happy with this. I'm gonna take my steak off. Just for a second, I'm gonna turn off my burner. Check out the amount of seasoning there's left in here. That is a crazy amount of seasoning, everybody. So I'm gonna remove all of this because some are burned, which is totally normal. Now, I don't need to make this perfect. I'm just trying to clean up my pan a little bit. And I'm also bringing the temperature down of that pan. Back it goes, and I'm gonna put all of the butter and garlic in there. Now, it's still very hot, and please remember, my stove is completely off. I'm just using the residual heat. Now I'm gonna immediately grab my steak and put it back in there. I'm in no hurry, everybody. I am in full control. Don't panic when you're cooking a steak, okay? Now, stop sizzling. I'm gonna turn it back on and put it under medium heat, okay? Because what we really want to happen here is two things. We want the butter to start foaming up, but we also don't want the butter to burn. If it starts getting too brown, that's a no-go sign. And this is starting to fry up that garlic. Take a look how now it's foaming up. You see? That's what you want. You want to use that foam on top of the steak because what happens is a little bit of that Maillard reaction from the butter will stick to the steak. That's what you want. I'm happy with this. I mean, I can go for a little bit longer if I want to, but honestly, pretty happy. Now, I'm turning off my burner. Remember, this is a thick steak. It's still completely raw inside. So what I want to do is I'm going to transfer to an oven-safe plate. And now I'll put that beautiful butter on top of the steak. Oh, yes. If that garlic was golden brown, by the time I take off the steak, it will be burnt. Now into the oven until it reaches an internal temperature of 135. Took about 30 minutes, everybody, and it's fully cooked now. And it has been resting for 10 minutes. Resting is key for the perfect steak. If you want the best, let it rest, okay? Now I want you to notice one thing. My garlic is not burned, everybody. That's what you want. So even though the garlic is not golden brown, what I really want is to be super soft. And I mean, come on. That's like butter, everybody. We'll put it on the steak and it's gonna be delicious. First thing we gotta do is remove that butcher's twine. Look how it never lost its shape. Still looking exactly the same. If I did not do that, we would have lost the cap. It would have started coming off. To slice it, the first thing I like to do is to remove it from the bone, just like so. You all know that this is one of the best parts right here. And now we slice. Nice thick slices too. Don't get cheap with it, everybody. Do not rely on the poking thing. We all know that does not work. The biggest advice, use a thermometer. You will achieve perfect medium rare just like this. Now, to finish it up, what I like to do is go crazy, everybody. You don't eat steak every day. We're just gonna pour this butter on top of that steak. Oh, it's not fat-free, baby. It is not fat-free. Now it's time to try, and the best part for me is to have my friends and family give it a try.
Yeah!
Woo! Yeah! Was that Jamie Oliver? So that is how I like to cook my dry-aged steak indoors. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, be sure to subscribe. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye. On today's video, we're gonna find out why Wagyu beef is so expensive. As you know, it is the best piece of beef in the world. Usually, it is also extremely expensive depending where you're getting it from. Let me explain, because I've been to Japan and I'll tell you one thing, it is not expensive over there. The varieties of Wagyus that they have is absolutely phenomenal. I got so lucky that I even went to a Wagyu farm. There they showed me how it's raised, and most importantly, the attention to details of how they take care of the cows and the feed that they give to the cow. But enough talking about it, because Business Insider did a full video on it. I want to react to it so that I can share my experiences that I have with Wagyu with you.
This is Wagyu beef, one of the most expensive meats in the world. Produced in Japan and prized for its rich marbling and buttery taste, high-grade Wagyu can cost up to $200 per pound.
Let me correct that, because depends on the Wagyu, it can cost up to $200 per pound, but if you are going Kobe beef, it's even more expensive than that, everybody. However, in Japan, it's just like a regular piece of beef for them, not that expensive at all.
The term Wagyu literally translates to Japanese cow, and it generally refers to 4 main breeds. These cows were bred for physical endurance, giving them more intramuscular fat cells. The fat is distributed more evenly throughout their muscle, which is why Wagyu beef looks pink and tastes so tender.
A lot of people will say that this right here, it doesn't have a good ratio because it's literally fat mixed with a little bit of beef. But I'll tell you one thing, everybody, the fat is not the same fat as we have here on the cattle in the US. It tastes different. It's softer. It's just better.
And the Japanese government tightly regulates Wagyu production to protect the value and quality of the meat. Wagyu is graded on 2 main factors: how much meat can be yielded and the quality of the marbled fat. Only A3 to A5 Wagyu is certified for sale in Japan.
So in Japan, they have this kind of grading over there: A5, A4, A3, A2, and A1. Here in the United States, we have a different kind of grading, which is USDA Prime, USDA Choice, Select. In Australia, on the other hand, they have a complete different system. It goes all the way up from Marvelous Score 1 all the way up to 12. Every country has a different type of grading.
Wagyu beef has gained almost legendary status, and there are many myths about Wagyu farms and the way the animals are treated. From getting daily massages to being fed beer, but these often aren't true.
I like that he said that. It is not true, everybody. If you do find it, it is extremely rare where they will massage the cow, feed the cow some beer, have the cow watch some TVs and have a good time. That does not exist.
The cows are raised very differently in each region and by different farmers, but they're often raised by a breeder until they're about 10 months old and then sold at auction to a fattening farmer. By the time the calves are sold at auction, they can already fetch 40 times the price of US cattle. The fattening farmer will keep the animals in small pens and feed them a mixture of fiber and high-energy concentrate made from rice, wheat, and hay.
So different farmers have different feeds. Take, for example, this one right here.
Whiskey, beer.
Also whiskey byproducts and beer byproducts.
And sake byproducts as well.
Rice byproduct and sake byproduct. Yeah, they literally put that on the feed. And it's okay to eat it if you want to. Or that farmer was just making fun of me or something. I don't know. It didn't taste bad. It just didn't have a lot of flavor.
If and when a cow goes to auction, it can sell for as much as $30,000. Comparatively, Black Angus cattle, which are considered the cream of the crop in countries like the United States and Australia, typically don't sell for more than $3,000. And depending on the kind, the Wagyu can fetch close to $200 per pound. High marbling is the common goal, but the approach varies by farm and area. While there are more than 300 varieties of Wagyu available, the most notable cuts come from 10 regions. One of the most expensive cuts is Matsusaka Wagyu from Mie Prefecture. Made exclusively from virgin female cows and highly prized for its tenderness. In 2002, one Matsusaka cow sold for 50 million yen, or roughly $400,000.
One cow, $400,000. Wow. Almost reminds me of the most expensive tuna, which was sold for $3 million. You see, the thing with Japanese people is that they take every single thing that they're growing extremely seriously. For example, a mango there can cost all the way up to $400. That's because they nurture that mango into its perfect. They do that with almost everything, and they're doing the same things with the cows now.
However, the best known cut of Wagyu is Kobe beef, which comes from the city of Kobe in Hyogo Prefecture, and is made exclusively from steers or castrated bulls. Although Kobe is commonly seen on US restaurant menus, customers should be wary of items like Kobe burgers, as authentic Kobe beef is too tender to be formed into a patty.
That is not true. I've made Kobe beef burgers before, and there's a problem with that because you render a lot of the fat and a lot of things do go to waste. But if you manage to put it together and have a bite, it is one of the most delicious burger you will ever have in your life. Is it worth it? No, it's not worth it, okay? But it is the best burger in the world, I'll tell you that right now.
The highest ranking Wagyu is A5 Miyazaki, a two-time winner of the Wagyu Olympics. A5 Miyazaki will cost you $100 or more per pound.
Not anymore. That used to be at that time when this video came out. Kobe beef is the champ right now. All of the farmers that raise Kobe beef cattle no longer go to the Wagyu Olympics. For one reason, they don't have to. They know that their stuff is the best. So why are they even gonna bother?
At Sakamai in New York City, it's the Wagyu of choice. The restaurant is best known for serving it in an $85 katsu sando, a popular Japanese-style sandwich.
I remember when that sandwich came out, everybody, that looks so delicious. I've actually done my take on it as well, and I promise you, it is phenomenal. After I made it, I wanted to taste exactly what it tasted like. I even went to the exact location just to see, and yeah, it's pretty good.
There are a lot of tariffs and quotas on Japanese beef imports, and it's actually not allowed to import live cattle, so it is very difficult to source Wagyu.
So is it worth it? We decided to have our team give A5 Miyazaki Wagyu a try.
Holy it's so good.
That's the reaction, everybody. Absolutely, it is worth it.
And there might be something even more sought after than the A5 Miyazaki. Hailed as the rarest steak in the world, olive Wagyu comes from cattle raised on pressed, dried olive peels mixed into their feed. It was developed in 2006 by a Japanese cattle farmer named Masaki Ishii. Only about 2,200 of these cows were slaughtered in 2018, and they all live on the island of Shodoshima, home to Japan's oldest olive oil plantation. This special Wagyu is said to be extra tender, and can cost anywhere from $120 to over $300 for a steak.
So fun fact about olive Wagyu, everybody, yes, it is phenomenal. And if you have the opportunity, you should definitely try. But if you don't have nothing to compare it to, you will not even notice the difference. Does it taste like olive or anything like that? No, not at all. But it does have a different kind of flavor. I enjoyed it quite a bit, but it costs a lot more money. And if you're having your Wagyu experience for the very first time, I don't think it's worth it.
While Wagyu's popularity grows worldwide, the domestic picture is a little different. Wagyu's popularity in Japan is actually slumping slightly, and the country imported more US beef than any other country as of 2017. The value of Japanese exports of Wagyu has risen over 200% in the past 5 years. And as Japan's population ages, farmers are struggling to keep up with the increased global demand, raising prices even more.
That's so true right there, because the farmer literally told me that he's not interested on making more cattle, raising more numbers of cows. He's interested on beefing up the quality of what he has versus having just a massive amount. He even mentioned to me that he's mixing up the feed of the cow so that you don't get so full when you're eating Wagyu. And that's so interesting to me, because if you ever had Japanese Wagyu A5, you know you can only have a small bites as it is extremely rich. But he's tweaking the feed in order to adjust that. That is insane. Who thinks like that?
However, Japan may eventually have some competition when it comes to producing high-quality Wagyu. Countries like the US, Australia, and the UK have been working on breeding their own Wagyu, usually relying on crossbreeding. Most British American and Australian Wagyu are only 50% purebred, but that may be changing soon. In the UK, for example, the Wagyu Breeders Association now registers DNA-verified full-blood Wagyu bulls and certifies authentic British Wagyu.
I had no idea that there is such thing as British Wagyu. I would love to give it a try, and if you had tried, please let me know if it's good or not. I did have Australian, and it is one of my favorites. Why? Because it's not as rich as a Japanese Wagyu A5. It's something that you can eat an entire steak in one sitting.
New methods and increased regulation may result in a product as good as the original, which means that there soon could be a lot more Wagyu that costs a lot less.
I like that. I like that final statement there. Let me know in the comments down below if you ever had Wagyu and if you understand why Wagyu is so expensive. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, be sure to subscribe. And remember, if you want me to react to any videos, put it down in the comments down below, because we're going to make it happen. See you guys in the next one. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Nice. Must say, nice packaging, Dalstrong. No, oh, wow. Take a look at this beauty. Look how it comes, everybody. This is gorgeous. Has a beautiful little engraving or emblem here, whatever it's called. It also comes with a sheath. Oh, wow. That is a beautiful knife. Are you kidding me? Feels amazing. Perfect for butchering. This thing is gorgeous. I do like how it feels on the hand, man. Hand sharpened. Very nice. This is a beautiful knife. Excellent. Okay, let's jump on to the next one. Next one is 8-inch chef's knife. Let's take a look. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Are you kidding me? Take a closer look, everybody. That is sick, man. Absolutely beautiful. I have all of the knives from Dalstrong, but this one right here is making the back of my hair stand up, if you know what I mean. Beautiful knife. They're just getting nicer and nicer as we open them. So here's some specs for you guys. Laser edged Dalstrong logo. Exceptional design. I can stand behind that because this knife is gorgeous. And of course, Damascus steel. Man, beautiful. Okay, let's jump to the next one. Santoko knife. You know, the Santoko knife is one of my favorites to use, and I'll explain to you why. Oh, man. That is a beautiful knife. One of the reasons I like these kind of knives much more than the actual chef knives is that the tip actually allows you to finish a beautiful cut whenever you're doing a steak. If the chef's knife is too round, then what happens is you miss that little tip, and as soon as you take it out from the steak, it just barely hangs together. So I don't like it. By having a tip like this that can actually dig into the cutting board, makes it just awesome. Very good. All right, let's go ahead and jump to the next one. This one here is the chef's knife, but 9.5 inches. Let's take a look. Oh, we got the big boy in the house, everybody. Let's see. And the reveal. Oh, man. If you love knife and you enjoy craftsmanship to the max, you will appreciate this knife, everybody. This is gorgeous. I mean, it has everything I enjoy about a knife. It is nicely balanced, a nice, wonderful grip that feels good on the hand. I'm like a kid in a candy store. This one is beautiful. Time to jump on to the next one. Let's see this one right here. Oh, I already know this one. They're calling it the 12 inches slicer knife. And I'll tell you one thing, it's the one that I use the most. Oh, and the reveal? Okay, out of all of these knives, This one is the one that I'm going to be using the most. It is perfect to slice steaks. It is perfect for you to trim large cuts of meat. I mean, honestly, this is just the unboxing of the new series. I still have to try all of them, see how I really like it with the experience of feeling them and cutting a lot of different things. But my first impressions, man, this series is really, really nice. We got one more. We're not done yet. This one right here is not from the same series. It's a different one. It is called the Shadow Black series. They're calling it the Tuna Sword. Oh, it's a big boy. Oh, I'm about to feel like a ninja right now. Guga Power Ranger. You know what? I have another one. Check it out. And look, it's from the same series as before. It's a showstopper. You want to impress your friends? Get one of these. That is my first impression with all of these knives. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, be sure to subscribe. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye. Today, I'm going to share with you my incredible trip that I took to Turkey because, man, that was amazing. The city of Istanbul is incredible, and most importantly, the people are so friendly, man, and the street food is next level. However, when we arrived, we were starving, and the first stop was the hotel. And the hotel was not, let's say, very authentic. There were many different types of dishes, and they all look incredible, but as you can see, none of them were Turkish. I was like, no, man. I want to experience the real food. So let's head on to the street. Since we were very early, I got to see everything from the beginning, how they start their day on their kitchen, on the street. There's so many preparation involved. You know, the mise en place there is next level. I'll tell you that right now. The fact that they were using charcoal to cook, come on, man. Come on, man. They know what's up. The streets in Turkey are extremely different from Miami. Here we have a lot of street lanes whenever you're going on the street because there's a lot of cars. But in Turkey, it's completely different. Oh, and I don't know if you know, Turkish rugs are world renowned, and I had to go check it out. And I'll tell you one thing, they were incredible. And the salesman really wanted me to buy some. So that salesman really tried to lure me in by offering me Turkish coffee. And trying out Turkish coffee for the very first time was an experience. You see, here in the United States, we don't have a lot of grains on our coffee. It's nice and smooth and clear. Over there, at least the one I had, they do not filter their coffee. So you have a little bit of graininess whenever you're tasting it. And by the time that coffee was done, I gotta say, I was real hungry. So onto the street we went to find some incredible food. And we had a wonderful guide with us, and here's how I know this guy is a real deal, because he said, Guga, do you want tourist food or do you want to experience real Turkish food? I said, take me where you eat. So inside we went to a little hole in the wall, everybody. And we all know the little holes on the walls are the best restaurants. Walking up the stairs on this little tiny stairway was like, whoa, am I on the right place? And when I got there, they actually knew who I was. And they said, Guga, you want to check out the kitchen? I said, absolutely. That's where I belong. You know what I mean? Because cooks, we love to see how the food is actually being done. And I got to tell you, man, the way that they're cooking their food reminded me so much of Brazilian food, exactly the same way. The smells that comes out of the kitchen just makes me more hungry and hungry. And of course, I kept my eye on the doner meat there, you know what I'm saying? I gotta say, the way that they're slicing their meat really makes me look like an amateur. I mean, they get that thing paper thin, everybody. However, as soon as we sat down, the food arrived quite quickly. We got stuffed grape leaves, eggplants with mashed potato, and bonita with tomato sauce. Now, I gotta say one thing about this bonita. Let me tell you this. Here in Miami, we use bonito fish as a shark bait because here we consider that, I can't believe I'm about to say this, a trash fish. But after eating it in Turkey, man, I have a complete change of heart because that was incredible. Don't feed your bonito to the shark. Put that meat to good use. We also got kebab, which comes with tomato sauce and yogurt on the side. And the yogurt there in Turkish is very different from here in the US. It's much smoother. It has a little tang that is quite unique. We also got beef stew, lamb shank, and eggplant with yogurt because, you know, you got to keep it healthy. So after that great meal, I gotta say, I was stuffed, everybody. So we went immediately downstairs and see the town. Everywhere I would turn, I would see foods that I have never tried before. Yes, they do have some of the foods that we have here in the US, but everything is done from scratch. I mean, they literally grill their corn with charcoal. And one thing that stuck out the most for me was going inside of the mosque. I've never been in a mosque before. Boy, that was breathtaking. It is
beautiful. There's an energy as soon as you walk in that is, I don't know how to explain it, everybody. Not only is it beautiful, but the history, you can feel it when you're inside.
When you're inside, it's literally breathtaking. That's the best explanation I can give. Breathtaking.
But I gotta say, after a few hours of walking around and seeing this beautiful place, guess what? I got hungry again. Oh yes. And I wanted to try something that I've always wanted. It's called kokoreç. It is basically a skewer and it has lamb fat in the middle and then they wrap it with lamb intestine. I know, very unique, very creative. Who in the world came up with that first time, you know? Then they grill it. Once it's fully grilled, then they reserve it because when it's time to serve you, they take little shaves of it, chop everything up, put it on the griddle, heat it up with that incredible fat. Once it's warmed up on the griddle, they take it out and throw some extra spices on top of it. Now they make it two different ways. One is a wrap and then the other one is a sandwich. And I was like, I cannot choose, so just give me both. And oh boy, was I happy I did. Because both experiences are so unique. The flat bread just gives you a little bit drier mouthfeel and the bread itself has a nice crust with the incredible fluffy bread in the middle. That was one of my favorite things I've ate. Kokoreç is amazing, everybody. And if you've never tried it, please do. You will not regret it. Don't be intimidated by the intestines rolled up in meat. It's genius and it tastes amazing. I also got to try a local soda, which was awesome. Now it was clear, so I thought it was water when they gave it to me at first, but hey, it was not. Extremely sweet, very nice. Now, once we had that, we started walking again and I wanted to have something sweet. And of course, this guy right here wanted to have a good time with me.
Thanks so much. Hello.
Oh, it's thick. Was it good? Heck yeah. But after that awesome ice cream, I saw something that I said, you know what? I gotta try that. That looks good. And my guy said, that's tulumba, a very popular sweet here in Turkey. It is a fried dough similar to churros if you ever had it, but they dunk it in syrup. And if you're feeling really fancy, they put a little bit of pistachio on top if you want. And I gotta say, this is a sugar rush. But it was delicious, it was incredible, a nice, wonderful taste, and I really liked it. Now, as we're walking to the town, I saw something that I said, you know what? This thing is way too cool to pass up. And if I see a big chunk of meat, you know I'm gonna give it a try. I thought I cooked big meat. No, my meat is really small compared to those. There's a reason why if you Google anything about Turkish food, you will see doner come up. Those things are not only impressive to look at whenever they're shaving it, but one thing that you cannot experience is the smell. It is intoxicating. It's like calling you, like, come to me, try me. That's when you know food is really good. If you're full and you're stuffed and you can no longer eat and you eat it and it's still mouth-watering, that's how you know it's good. That was my experience in Istanbul. I hope you guys enjoyed something. I gotta say to the Turkish people, your food is amazing. I hope to go back and experience other things. It was just not enough. That was something that I wanted to try, but I didn't have time, which is P-Day. Hopefully, I'll get to try it really soon. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye. Today, I'm going to share with you guys my experience of flying business class on Turkish Airlines. Sometimes you get lucky, and today apparently was my day. I've flown a lot, but I've never got an upgrade like this. So all of this happened when I was in the beautiful city of Istanbul, where I had the most incredible experience on street food and many other things. It was just something that I'll never forget. But then the time arrived that I had to come back to Miami. So this upgrade was a real treat, and here's why. First of all, the airport on Istanbul doesn't feel like an airport. It feels like a mall, a nice mall, with like a lot of bougie stores, you know, where I don't shop. In all seriousness though, it is a very nice airport. Now, the business lounge itself is insane. First of all, in order for you to walk in, you must scan your boarding pass. If not, obviously, you can't get in. When you get in, you want to store your luggage somewhere, and this one looks like a jewelry store case, everybody. It's nothing like I've ever seen before. They have nice lighting and glass case for your luggage. Come on, man. That's like real bougie, you know what I mean? But who cares about that, right? Let's go what we really care about, the food. Every single kind of drink you want, they have have it. They have little kiosks of food and each one serves something different. This one they have mante, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, which is Turkish style ravioli, served with red tomato sauce. Those look really nice, but just in case you're not in the mood for that one, hold on a second. On this one we have lamb hamburgers, grilled chicken, grilled chili, and tomatoes and rice. And the best part, they'll cook it fresh to order for you. The Turkish hospitality is so nice. Now the salad bar is like next level because they have unlimited amount of goodies. We're talking about beets, tabbouleh, pickled cabbage, unlimited amount of olives. It's no joke. You can literally find anything you want to eat in there. But one thing I really wanted to try was this.
And then they have this right here, traditional Turkey yogurt drink. Come on, we're gonna have to try that.
A little sour. Yeah, I was not expecting that taste. That caught me by surprise. It's a little sour, not sweet at all, and it's pretty good. They even have free entertainment for you. I'm telling you guys, I've never seen anything close to this. You know, usually in the airport, everybody, all I get to get is a coffee and some piece of bread. You know, that's what I'm used to. But when you see something like this, it kicks you by surprise. It takes you by surprise. I'm running out of words on how to explain how I was feeling because I'm not used to this. This is insane. But if you think it was over and that's it, no. There's more.
But wait! There's more!
They have desserts, baby. Here's some type of cookie, sweet juicy cakes, baklava, everything you want, they have. And let me remind you, everything you see is 100% included. It's free. And the funny thing is that I wasn't that hungry, but one thing got my attention.
I love it when I'm trying something for the first time. It's the same thing I just had. It's the yogurt, but it's bottled. It's pretty good.
And even though it looked kind of cool, it was literally the same drink I just had it on the barrel. I could have spent the whole entire day there, everybody. That's how much there is to explore. But right at this time, it was time to go because I got to catch my flight. Now I got inside of the airplane. The first thing I see is you have a little booth for you. You know, I'm used to like a sardine when you're in the back. You know what I mean? That's normal stuff for me, but you got a booth, everybody. Who has a booth? Oh, excuse me. They even have slippers for you on the ground so that you can change it. Make you feel comfortable. Usually on my flights, they just give me some crackers. If you're lucky, because sometimes they don't even give you anything. You know what I mean? But here's the important thing. What's important is the food. Here we got all the appetizers.
We got hummus. I think that's baba ganoush. Here we have some tomato soup. They also give you a little salad. Turbulence is heavy over here, everybody.
Yo, the turbulence. Man, that was no joke. I don't know how everything stays on the table. It's like, how? The tomato sauce was good, nothing crazy. The hummus, on the other hand, I was like, just watch.
I had better.
Yes, I did had better, and one of the best hummus I've ever had in my life was with my brother Ahmad. He literally made a Wagyu hummus. Oh boy, that thing was rich, smooth, delicious. I wish I had some right now because I'm starving, but I don't. But let's get back to the video because the main dish was filet mignon with potatoes. Now this, I think it was done on purpose. Just watch.
So I was able to cut it, and come on now. That's like sad, everybody. That's just sad. Where's the juice?
Now, to all fairness to the Turkish airline, I was never asked on how do you want your steak. I don't think they give you that option for one reason. Every steak must be cooked the same exact way. And obviously, when you do that kind of stuff, you kind of have to please everyone. You're not going to please the medium rare people, this guy. So I got to understand that they must cook every single one of the steaks the most popular way. And unfortunately, the most popular way to have steaks in the world is well done. I'm trying to fix that. It is not easy. But hey, even though it didn't look that good, let's go ahead and give it a try.
It's terrible.
Yeah, as expected. After that filet mignon, I asked for another dish just to see what happens, and guess what? They gave it to me. It was a mushroom ravioli, and that was amazing. Now here's the great thing about Turkish Airlines. They will go out of their way to make sure that you have an amazing experience. And honestly, I did. They made me feel like royalty, everybody. Even though I'm a simple guy, it was an incredible experience that I am very, very grateful for. It was by far the best airplane trip I've ever had. And if you have a chance to get your seat upgraded, take it. Trust me, you will not regret it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.